Yeah, Close the doors, walk across the corridor. We got something to show you. Media is our repertoire. Fed up with the same news, no channel to use. Cruise control mentalities, here we offer you. We gon' show you a new way. The content, it never strays from positive and uplifting. Once a week, the scope gifted. With the presence of your eyes, what a distraction. Beautiful to soul, especially in action. This year not ration, came in abundance. Films like in Sundance, tech like the pop art. Tachi Queen, you are Curtis, a beast heart. You must carry, cause MCs they all vary, and seldom do they motivate. World full of hate, we serve a hope on a plate across different platforms. Let's hear a buffet, hydration like Boucher. Don't focus on a day, we always here for you. MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, gon' make them yours. What we run is Olympic, now your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, gon' make them yours. What we run is Olympic, now your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. Now you award winning with no award tours. This culture meets the art. Podcast with the heart and essence of the growth. The power's in the people. Without you, we ain't equal. What we lack is ego. We're back now, so here we go. Run the show like Arsenio. Episodic, our rituals. Minds change through visual representation of our nation and its differences. Some explanation of our uniqueness and innocence. Mass media's intention is to desensitize. We raise the wise, and knowledge is power. Without it, we turn coward and proud of a known product. Like we could take it with us. I wish the greats were still alive and here with us, but it is what it is. We're left here to share our gift, and that's precisely what we'll do with it. Shape shift and fluidly, we can pass this test and still in our unity, elevating through stress. Yes, MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, gon' make them yours. What we run is Olympic, now your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, gon' make them yours. What we run is Olympic, now your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. It's up to you. You got the torch now. MediaScope. We here for you, and you. We got it all. Tech, pop, music. We got it all. Tech, pop, music. We got it all. Yeah. 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 Tech, pop, music. We got it all. We got it all. We got it all. Tech, pop, music. Tech, pop, music. MediaScope.
Three, two,
What is up, everyone? Welcome to another riveting week of everybody's favorite media, tech, and pop culture broadcast, podcast, whatever. It's all of that. This is MediaScope. All things media, tech, and pop culture happens every week at 6 p.m. Eastern Time over on all the platforms that I'm about to tell you in a minute. My name is Tachi. I'm a media professor, filmmaker, media content producer, also a journalist, and we do this every week. I'm excited to be back again this week, and welcome to everybody who is here that is part of the MediaScope Massive or any of the other massives, welcome, welcome, welcome once again. Thank you for being here. It's not just you all, not just me. There's a one person trying to run things behind the scenes, and we'll see if he succeeds today. That would be MC Curtis. MC, what's going on?
Yeah. What's happening, everybody? How are you?
That is especially downtrodden sounding today. What is going on?
I'm doing well, doing fabulous.
Okay. Yeah. That's good to know. I'm glad that you're doing fabulous. Anyway, what's new with the world of MC?
Just busy, just making some changes, trying to make some moves here and, be rich.
Ha! Take me along the ride with you, brother. Absolutely. And look who's here. One of my favorites, Wabiri, Nation of Wabiria, is here over on the YouTube side. Welcome, my dear. And also, Troublemaker number 3 has graced us with his presence over on the YouTube side as well. Ron TV Metro, all the way from the Philippines. And I love that he's here because, that shows the love. He is in the Philippines. You know what time it is in the Philippines right now?
No,
and don't ask what time because I don't know. Yeah, be quiet. I just know that it's early in the morning tomorrow in the Philippines. Right. Okay? Right. That's all I know. You try and trip me up, sir. You will not. And we also have one Dr. Tawana Ross who is here. What's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. And Jasmine Graham of the Atlanta Jasmine Grahams is here, gracing us with her presence once again. Now, okay, so Ron TV Metro has told us it is 6 a.m. in the morning, 6 a.m. Thursday morning in the Philippines right now. So you're just up really early. Well, you know what? I appreciate you for that. Thank you. Thank you for being up early. And then it was 5. You were on with me what is it? Help me. The other thing that Facebook owns.
Instagram.
Thank you. IG. You were on with me on IG. So it was like 5 something when you were on with me on IG.
I wonder if he's like sitting on a toilet watching. Maybe like the rest of his family is like.
Oh, you mean in the bathroom?
In the bathroom.
It's the way you phrased it. What? Yeah. You mean in the bathroom, in closed door, trying to not make too much noise? Mm-hmm. Yeah, good question. Where are you? And I love to know, this is a good question for all of you. Where are you when you are watching MediaScope? Are you sitting in front of your TV? Because the experience on the TV is unparalleled. Are you watching on a device? Are you in the kitchen cooking? Are you supposed to be working, but you're really watching this? For that, bravo. Thank you if you're doing that. I'm wondering where you all are when you are watching MediaScope. Let me know, please. Please,
are you rolling around with your drop top?
Rolling around
watching
with the
MediaScope.
Oh, in your car.
Yeah, in the car.
Okay.
That's your song?
Huh? Well, you know what? I had to think for a minute because I know you don't know popular culture. So the fact that you were quoting you were quoting an Usher song. I said, let me make sure he meant to quote that, and this was not an accident. It is an Usher song, yes.
Yeah,
you are correct.
Every once in a while.
Every once in a while, we get a nice pop culture reference. We've got some more people joining us from the YouTube side. We've got Mr. DS who is here. Hello. And fellow MediaScopers, hello. Welcome, DS. Okay, now Ron is watching us on the TV. So he's not in the bathroom sitting on top of the toilet watching, trying to be quiet. Patricia Murray is also here. You are not late. There's no such thing as late on MediaScope. Please, you get here whenever. Absolutely. And wait, did I see another? I did. Susan Engels is here. Susan, welcome. Hold on. Why are you not showing? There you go. Susan Engels is here. Welcome, Susan. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody that watches on all these fantastic platforms. Let's run them down, shall we? If you're watching on YouTube, you know I love you. We're still new to YouTube, but I'm so thankful for the audience that we have over there. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're watching on Facebook, Facebook is the OG in the MediaScope game.
It is.
Out of all the platform, because we've streamed on a lot of platforms, haven't we? Out
We
of
have.
all the
We have.
platforms, Facebook is the OG. So I'm so sorry that I have to talk about you later in the stories, but Facebook is the OG. Then, if you are watching us on Linking of the Inn or on LinkedIn, welcome. I don't know if it, because you know how LinkedIn does.
Well, you know what? This is like the second or third week in a row I've seen the notifications pop up on my phone. So yeah, they've been doing pretty good.
Okay, but 3 weeks. We need to see week number 4. 3 weeks out of the entire 2 years that they've been around. So I'm just saying, I'm telling the truth here. So, but we thank you for giving notifications, LinkedIn. So definitely. Oh, yeah. And do like the man says, please subscribe on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, like, that really helps us out. We would appreciate that because I don't know, I'm liking the YouTube thing. So absolutely, please subscribe and like on YouTube. Also, if you are listening to us, you happen to be in the Caribbean, perhaps Nassau, Bahamas, maybe in Jamaica, maybe in Trinidad and Tobago, across the Caribbean, and you are listening to Gospel 107.1 FM at 8 p.m. on Thursdays, you will hear us. And we wish you a multitude of, yes, amen. Amen, amen. We wish you a multitude of blessings. Not that we don't bless the other people, but we're trying to secure our seats to heaven here.
Yes.
So
You got that right.
we need to make sure we give
Yes.
extra zhuzh for their greeting.
They got the code or the combination.
I hope so. So we will keep playing your intro.
Right.
So this is what people are doing as they're watching MediaScope, and I love it. Ron is on his phone making coffee. All right, because it is 6 a.m. in where in, you don't have to tell us if you don't want to, but I'm interested to know where in the Philippines you are in. There are other cities besides Manila, and so I'm not going to assume you are there, but maybe you are. Let us know where in the Philippines we are. But now, of course, he's watching on TV. Yes, Dr. Tawana, that's what I'm talking about. I'm supposed to be working, but she loves it so much. Yes. Fight the power. Yes. Absolutely. See, Will Inspire is here, and he also joined us on IG. Says a good mix of work and fun. I'm glad. Good. Fantastic. All right. So, guys, I guess it's time for us to start. We have delayed long enough. If I could have the intro to the media section, which for those of you listening is the same as all the others, but we'll go with it. Go ahead. Yes, welcome, everyone. All right, so could I have photo 1, please? And you're going to have to bear with me because, for some reason, I didn't put everything in order. So I'm going to have to switch back and forth between the photos to see. So it is what it is, but, whatever. All right. Well, we all know who this is, Idris Elba. And Idris Elba is here because he had a movie that debuted this past weekend, which actually opened very modestly. But I think, here's the thing. When you have a movie like this, his movie was called Beast. Did anybody see Beast? Raise your hand or put something in the chat if you saw Beast. And so what topped the entire North American box office was Dragon Ball Super. You know Dragon Ball ZMC?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah, I've never watched it.
Okay, so it is anime. Dragon Ball Z is anime. So this is an anime. It's called Dragon Ball Super, superhero. So it topped the box office in their debut with an impressive 21 million North American ticket sales. That's not bad for this age that we're in.
Heck no.
Because that means somebody actually went to the theater, which I will not. But somebody actually went to the theater. So, all right, that's good. So it's playing on just over 3,000 screens across North America. And it is Crunchyroll. You probably have heard about Crunchyroll before. They do a lot of distribution of anime. So it's being distributed by them. And so it is a bright spot. That 21 million is a bright spot in an otherwise dull summer box office and dreary August box office at that. So it earned twice as much, people, as the weekend's other new nationwide releases. So Universal survival thriller Beast, starring Idris Elba, got mixed reviews, and it opened to 11.5 million on across just over 3,700 North American screens. That's kind of, so they had more screens but made less money.
Right. Yeah.
You know, when you go to this is why I don't like comedy shows, because not everybody is funny, and you kind of feel bad for the people that are not funny. This is what this feels like. That you feel bad for them, that you think that it has all the makings of a successful film, and it just doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me like when I eat Raisinets and popcorn together, and if I'm not careful, I'll have too little Raisinets left and too much popcorn left. So.
Help me, because apparently I'm not that bright. I'm trying to figure out how this figures in with this.
No, you said the
okay. The screen, you're talking about the screens.
The more screens and less money.
So which is the screens, the popcorn or the Raisinets?
I mean, either way, the analogy kind of fits.
Raise your hand if you, like MC, eat popcorn with Raisinets.
Hey, you're missing out if you don't. You're really missing out. That is a blend from God. He created that.
No, you're not trying to call this a divine blend. Good night. Good night. So let's cleanse your palate with something a little more palatable. It is Taco Wednesday, folks. We're never here on Tuesdays, always here on Wednesdays. And we have the Minister of Libation and the Queen of Food Truckery, She's here. She is here to spread the joy of libation and tacos to you. Or, not just tacos, other things as well, because we've got tacos and all sorts of other things throughout. But look who is here. Speaking of, I raved about the Philippines and Ron TV Metro. We also have a Japanese connection. Ron TV Metro's in the Philippines. Candy Sakai is in Tokyo. Don't get me to line. Do you live in Tokyo? If not, let me know what city in Japan you live in. Fantastic. She is here. She is up early in the morning as well to watch MediaScope. She's one of my favorites. She's old school streaming. So welcome, Candy. Good to see you. Good to see you.
MediaScope's international, aren't we?
We are international. And if you didn't think we were, you better guess again. You better guess again. We are absolutely international. And I love the fact that we have people that watch from all over. And, I try to make things as international as possible. But for the most part, I have a lot of U.S. centric and North America centric news stories. But I'm so glad that you all watch. But believe me, I do try to put in other things every once in a while. And I think I do have an international story. I usually have at least one international story. I try, because we are international like that. Thank you. So Patricia Murray is asking for some ice cream. If you've got some on this hot day, apparently in Sacramento, it's 104 degrees, I was told. So
Jeez.
Anyway, yeah. This is what's the temperature in Houston, MC?
I don't know. It's actually getting a little cooler, but it's been
Okay, so now 99 instead of 106.
Right, pretty much.
Absolutely. So she says it's a little cooler in the DMV, Serena, that is. But you can still buy a cool treat, a smoothie, and get a second one half off. What? We even have specials. Look, what other show are you going to watch that has a whole food truck? Nobody, because we have it. We also have food truck T-shirts, folks. So anyway.
Serena, if you could make it happen where we can have Raisinets and popcorn.
What's next? Raisins and potato salad?
It would be wonderful if you can make that happen.
Make one for him only. Nobody else wants that. Make his alone. Don't be squandering our profits on rubbish snacks that nobody asked for but him. So make his and nobody else's. What? Oh, okay. So Ron hates to disappoint, but he is in Metro Manila. No white beaches there. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I don't like to assume that people live in the capital city when I'm talking internationally. So I always try to ask where they are. But one day, actually, Philippines is on my list, as is Tokyo. I want to get there. So we've got to do an international MediaScope broadcast, MC.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, we need to make that happen. I've been wanting to do Asia for a while, and Africa is coming, so that's coming. But I've been wanting to do Asia for a while, and why not Philippines and Tokyo? Just do a whole Asian tour. I'd like that. Fantastic. Dr. Tawana, MC Curtis is ready with the sound effects today. So I preface that or succeeded by saying today. You've actually been doing a very nice job, MC.
Yeah, I've been trying to stay on top of things.
So you're not sitting with your feet up today. That's good to know. So David Benjamin Eccles, one of my favorite bison from Howard University, is here. Thank you so much for being here. Yay. Yeah, the music intro will be coming shortly. Oh, yes, absolutely. DS, we've heard those rumors too. We don't know whether or not he will play 007, but yes, it is rumored that he may do. I would go for a 007 that is Idris Elba. And we talked about this before. Didn't we talk about this before, MC?
We did. That would be awesome.
Asked. Yeah, that would be awesome. But we also asked who you would pick to play 007, didn't we?
I remember that.
And I can't remember what we went through, but of course, Idris Elba is at the top of my list for that. Do you have any other picks? Any of you? If you have any other picks, let me know. Put it in the chat. What about you, MC? And also, I really want to get those of you listening in the Caribbean, if you have a pick if you're a 007 fan, who would you pick to play? What's his name? 007, but he has a name.
Yeah, I'm thinking Big Bird.
Where did Big Bird come from?
I don't know. I'm just thinking Big Bird. I think he'd make a cool 007 agent.
But Big Bird is a child, and it's clear he's a child. You need an adult puppet to do that.
Well, he's got to be grown by now.
No, he stays 3. He stays 3. Kermit the Frog is grown. Pick a grown puppet or Muppet. Sorry.
How about Miss Piggy?
Well, she does have that karate chop down, so maybe that would work. Maybe that could work. Miss Piggy for 007. James Bond, thank you. Why didn't I remember his name? James Bond. Absolutely. Handsome man. I would like to see him play the next James Bond. Absolutely. And he's got this smoothness, this suaveness to him. You know what I mean? It's just a smooth individual. That's what you want.
Yeah.
So I would go for that. Let's see. Jawaru Gambian is here too. What's up? It's been a month of Sundays. I haven't seen you in a minute, but we're always happy to welcome MediaScope Massive back into the fold. And swoop, there it is. Shanice Green is here with the fly hair. Welcome, Shanice. Yay. MC is on a roll today, but the more you keep saying it, the more likely that something will happen. So let's not jinx MC. Let's encourage him. Let's encourage. In fact, as encouragement, could I get some clapping Africans to encourage you, please? Cheering Africans.
Where are the cheering Africans?
Huh? That's for you.
How do you know that's an African sound? That's just what it sounds like.
That's what it sounds like. I'm like, that sounds like Africans. That's why I call them the cheering Africans. Gotcha. So for you, the cheering Africans, you're doing very well, MC.
Thanks, Tachi.
So, in terms of your popcorn and that debauchery of Raisinets and popcorn, DS says it sounds better than a Velveeta drink.
It does,
And
especially when you
it
eat them
does.
together.
And
You have to
too
eat them
much
together,
orange
though.
juice on the cereal. What's this?
You have to eat them
That's
together. That's the only way you can have it. You can't completely chew the popcorn and eat it and swallow it. You have to put them together. So put a handful of popcorn in and a few Raisinets.
wait. And see, I'm picturing you. You know how people kind of jiggle it when I'm picturing you getting that perfect bite. You give me too many visuals to run with.
That's savory.
Sweet and savory, but raisins and popcorn. Okay, I could see goobers and popcorn because that's chocolate covered peanuts with popcorn.
No Raisinets,
but not raisins.
No, not peanuts.
You don't like peanuts?
I do like peanuts.
Not peanuts.
The way you said it, you don't like peanuts? Like you're about to catch an attitude or something.
I am. I'm very upset when people don't like peanuts. It's compulsory that you like peanuts. All you people with peanut allergies. Anyway.
Well, I do like peanuts, but yeah, just the right amount.
This has to be raisins.
Just the right amount.
You would be the first one to complain if somebody put raisins in potato salad. Okay.
Well, that's horrible. That's.
Oh wow. We have a disclaimer. We here at the MediaScope food truck do not carry or sell Raisinets. So MC, if that's what you want, you bring your own BYOR. Bring your own Raisinets.
That's hilarious.
Who? Okay. This is interesting.
Rick Ross.
Dr. Tawana, your pick for 007 will be Rick Ross, James Bond. Rick Ross is James Bond. I need to know the reasoning behind this, please.
That's hilarious. We need to make sure that's Dr. Tawana, because Dr. Tawana.
Has somebody taken over your account? Blink once if you're in trouble. Now, no disrespect to Rick Ross. He's a great person. He's just not James Bond.
Yeah, I think Dr. Tawana just likes his beard.
That could be it. Are you a beard person? That could be it.
Yeah, I think Dr. Tawana likes his beard.
Terry Nixon, what's up? Hey, welcome. How are you, my dear? Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. David Benjamin Echo said he would go to the movies to see Idris.
Yeah, I would too.
I would see the thing, but it depends on where we are in this pandemic as to whether I would actually go to the movies. But I would go for it. I would go for that. I would definitely go for that. Absolutely. Diaz says Ariel the Urbanist. And if you guys know, Ariel was a guest on MediaScope. Yes. You know what, though? He could be a smooth urbanist. Yes. I mean, a smooth James. Yes. Because he is an international man of mystery. That could work.
Yeah. It could.
You know what we'll have to do? We'll have to do a fan film and cast Ariel as James Bond. Oh, these are some fighting words, Jawaru Gambian. He says, I heard a B, so you must have said Tougaloo Bulldogs. Not sure about by. Those are some fighting words. For that, you get Raisinets with popcorn.
Hey, don't be disappointed. Enjoy it, man. It's good stuff.
You should be disappointed because that is a punishment. Anyway.
So, really quick question. Do you think Samuel L. Jackson could have played, not now, but do you think he could have played a good 007 in his younger days, or you think he would?
See, I think the thing also comes with roles that they've played before, because sometimes actors get typecast. Now he has a wide range, definitely, but
Sure.
all I keep seeing is you know
Pulp
that
Fiction.
meme where he has like the wild hair. That's all I keep seeing, and also
Oh,
the character that he played in Coming to
yeah,
America. That's
yeah.
all I keep seeing, and that prevents me from seeing him as, and also in Pulp Fiction.
Hmm.
That prevents me from seeing him in a role like this. Now, not that he couldn't. And then Snakes on a Plane. What is that? See, that could have been the James Bond of our time, but it had to be a silly movie about snakes on a plane.
Yeah.
See, Will Inspire says Peanuts rule. Thank you. DS has a thing for us all, and I implore you all to ask, what is a favorite movie snack or snacks? So we already know MCs. Popcorn and blasted raisinets. I'm a popcorn person. I really do enjoy popcorn.
Yeah.
I told you about the movie theater near me that has the best popcorn. I mean, it is delicious. I don't need to go and see a movie. I could go and get that. So I am all about the popcorn when it comes to that, because again, chances are you may go eat afterwards. So I don't want to fill up on $75 snacks, but I will indulge in some good popcorn. And theirs is good.
That Skinny Pop is really good. You try that?
Oh my gosh, Skinny Pop is there. I've got some right now. Skinny Pop is everything.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
But we are not okay. So with all this gushing, Skinny Pop, we would love it if you would become a sponsor of MediaScope. We eat it all the time.
We do.
So we do. And Skinny Pop can be the official snack of MediaScope. We'll even sell it on the what he said. We'll even sell it on the food truck if you desire. Susan Engel said, I would be wary about raisins and anything. Yes, I think sometimes people are like, they're like, you know what this needs to give it that extra raisins.
No, okay. It's the chocolatey taste. You have to have the right amount of popcorn in your hand as you place your fingers in the bucket or the bag. Maybe about 4 or 5 kernels. Tilt your head back. Release. Look at you. Release the kernels.
Okay. Okay, the visual is just.
And
I'm picturing you with your feet up on the seat of in the movie theater, on the back of the seat, and you just like you're not even paying attention to the movie. You're focused on trying to get that perfect ratio of raisinets to popcorn. And I said, well, what was the movie about? I don't know. I was trying to fix my snack.
and as you shake the raisinets into your hand, you're not quite chewing. It's a delay in the chewing of the popcorn. And you
Delayed chew.
Yeah.
That sounds like a snack. Delayed chew. Now with peanuts. Say no to raisinets, says Serena Wills. But now you know why he acts the way he does. Now you know why he acts the way he does. You know what the problem is now. It's raisinets. But I'm not saying I don't like raisinets. I do. With popcorn. And I would rather have chocolate covered peanuts than chocolate covered raisins.
Mm-hmm.
So something tells me you don't do yogurt covered raisins, do you?
I actually do. I like them. I haven't had them in a while, but
okay, you do like them. I was ready for the repulsion on your end. I like yogurt covered raisins too. Okay, Jason Statham. That is a good choice for 007. Okay. To be serious, Ron Metro would pick Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe could. Absolutely could.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And with Scarface, DS says this, with Scarface in the future, I can see Idris played that role as well. Scarface, really?
Good, actually. Yeah, I think that would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
It would be great to see him play something, but he always does a hero of some sort. It would be interesting to see him play something villainous as well, right? So similar to how
Denzel and Training Day.
No, not like that. That's a low-hanging fruit movie. What's his name? Played in White Man Can't Jump. Played in Jungle Fever. Help me. You know who I'm talking about.
Woody Harrelson?
He was in No. Played in Mo Better Blues. Played in Tu Wong Fu with Love. Played in somebody help me. Now Woody Harrelson. Wesley Snipes. Thank you. Now Woody Harrelson. Wesley Snipes. Similar to how Wesley Snipes was in, what is that movie where he played the villain?
Yeah, I don't know too many of his movies.
Okay, somebody here knows, but he played a villain and he did a great job. Not Blade, because he wasn't a villain in Blade, but he played a villain and I can't remember. David Benjamin Echo says he could see him playing Bond, Russell Crowe. Idris could be the villain in the future Bond movie. Yeah, exactly. I think that would be really good. Something other than what we would expect him to do. He would be an excellent Bond, but I think he would be a great villain as well. Yeah, we could do that, or vice versa. Russell Crowe is the villain and Idris Elba is Bond. Yeah, no, not Blade. I can't remember. It will come to me. I think Sandra Bullock was in this movie. No, not New Jack City. Who said that? Oh, you know what? But he did play a villain in New Jack City. You're right. But yeah, no, I mean more like a superhero-ish villain. Yeah, no, you're right. He did play a villain in New Jack City. The views expressed by Patricia. She said all you had to say was tax evasion, and we would have all said Wesley Snipes. Patricia, that is terrible. Mr. Snipes, that was not me. That was Patricia. Please do not blame the entire MediaScope Massive for that one.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's terrible, Patricia. But funny. Interesting. Ron TV Metro has this piece of trivia. Adam West, who was Batman from the 60s Batman, turned down 007 because he felt it was best played by a Brit. And you know what? I love that because here's the thing. I love when people know where their limitations are. You have to know your limitations and whatever, but particularly in acting, and I get it. It's a job, so you need the job, so you do. But is that the role for you? So simply because it's offered, should you do it? That's a whole other thing. And then people are like, oh, well, it's acting and you can stretch. But go ahead.
So that being said, do you think that that English, British or Britain kind of feel for the 007 has kind of been typecast? Because even with Idris, where's he from? He's from UK.
He's from England. He's from the UK.
Yeah, but I'm saying that same kind of I don't know.
No, it's not typecast because I believe the author of the book series is from the UK.
Well, no, I'm just saying in the past, a lot of the gentlemen who have played 007 have, or at least maybe I could be wrong, but have had that kind of that English, British kind of thing going on.
Well, with the exception, Sean Connery is Scottish, so we cannot call him British.
Somewhere in the UK.
Sean Connery is Scottish. So, okay, yeah. So Sean Connery, there's been Roger Moore, there's been, oh gosh, I'm seeing his face now. He was, I'm seeing his face now and I can't remember, but there have been racks of 007s. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So DS says this, one of his definitions of humility is to know what you are good at and what you are not good at. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I think it's also to know where, not just your limitation, But if there's someone who could do it better or even equally as good, and this would give them an opportunity, and you've already had so many opportunities, know where to say, you know what? I think that person A. Nobody does this, but I think that's integrity. And look who's here. Our favorite realtor, Gary Lanham, has joined us and says, greetings from Baltimore. Good morning, Baltimore. Remember that from the musical Hairspray. That's what it's called. Tracy Term. Okay. I'm a musical theater kid, so.
Oh, right.
It just is not right for the franchise. Yeah, Kevin Hart, I don't think he's right for the James Bond franchise, but thank you for playing.
That's a
Who should be James Bond? Dr. Vibe Show is also here, and he says George Lazenby. Why don't I know who that is? Please tell me what he's been in, and it will come to me. Let me know. Yes, John Waters is amazing. John Waters is amazing, and I loved the movie Hairspray, which they turned into a musical and then turned into subsequently a remake of the movie. But I love the original Hairspray. Yes. Kevin Hart is not quite right for that, but thank you for playing. All right, let's keep going. Let's move on because we've exhausted. No, we haven't really exhausted, but we can go to the point of exhaustion with this. Could I have photo 2, please, if you would? Okay. All right, let's go to Batman, the animated series. Not that I sound like him, but he always is a little low and gruff. So there are a couple of series that are being canceled, that are not going to be moving forward. They were greenlit to go forward at HBO Max, and now they're not. And the Batman series is one of them. So Batman Caped Crusader received the green light 15 months ago and an order from both HBO and the Cartoon Network, and it is among 6 animated projects that are no longer being produced for HBO Max, and this is according to TV Line. That's unfortunate. So one of the ones that is not going forward, Young Justice, is a Justice League animation, right? DC Comics, and there's not going to be a 5th season of that. The fact that they got to 4 seasons is amazing. In this television landscape, if you get more than 2 seasons, you are really doing something good. You really are. So Batman Caped Crusader was supposed to be a reimagining of the Batman mythology in Batman the Animated Series, which, by the way, was my everything. I loved Batman the Animated Series. Did you, MC?
I did. I watched it, but I actually enjoyed the actual show back in the day better than
with Adam West and the original Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Cesar Romero, a bunch of people. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Batman the Animated, but I was a Batman the Animated Series stan. So again, that was supposed to be a imagining. J.J. Abrams was attached to it. So lots of cool things. But it's not happening. It doesn't mean it won't happen. At some point, doesn't mean it won't happen somewhere else, but it's not happening on MCO Max. HBO Max. MCO Max would be cool. I don't know what that is. MCC, MC Curtis Max. So there was supposed to be, let me tell you what else is not coming. There was supposed to be DC's Merry Little Batman, which is supposed to be a family action comedy where 6-year-old Damian Wayne finds himself in Wayne Manor, and he must transform into Little Batman to defend his home in Gotham City from the crooks and super villains intent on destroying Christmas. You know, it's always somebody's trying to destroy Christmas or stop Christmas when it's a Christmas thing, right?
Right?
You know, there's always some of the jokers trying to destroy Christmas. Such and such as you know, it's always that. So that's not happening because we already know the end. They don't destroy Christmas. We already know that. Anyway, so Looney Tunes has a movie that was supposed to be over there called The Day the Earth Blew Up. And it was Porky and Daffy together. And they become unlikely heroes when their antics at a local bubblegum factory uncover a secret alien mind control plot. And they have to save their town in the world. Okay, so we already know how this is going to end. That's probably why they're going to save the town in the world. Bye Bye Bunny is a Looney Tunes musical. Well, imagine that. So it's the first ever Looney Tunes original animated musical, and it's Emmy Award winner Ariel Dumas and head writer on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. So that was supposed to happen. That's not happening. But it doesn't mean, again, that they're shelving these projects. It doesn't mean it's not happening at some other point. Now, this is the one that today on What the Hell Is This? Did I do that to the holidays? A Steve Urkel story. Who amongst you asked for this? Who asked for a Steve Urkel animation? Now, this is no disrespect to Steve Urkel, to Family Matters, or any of that. I'm wondering, and not that this could not be something that appeals to this latest generation, which it's aimed at Gen Alpha, right? The younger generation. But they weren't even alive when Family Matters was on. So
maybe that's why it's on the chopping block. They had to say, wait a minute, Steve Urkel.
But it follows that you would have had to come up with it first for it to.
Absolutely.
Who said, I know what will fly during the holidays to this new generation? Steve Urkel. Steve Urkel is who we all knew. And maybe they could watch it in reruns, but still, and I don't know. So Jaleel White, who played Steve Urkel in the series, was reprising that nerdy character. And Family Matters ended in 1998. So it wasn't even in the 2000s that it ended.
So do you think he's been typecast for that role? Because
he definitely has been typecast.
Okay.
He was on I can't remember the name of the sitcom, but he was in a sitcom as, you know, a lead role in the sitcom in the early 2000s with Sidney Poitier's daughter, who her name is Sidney Poitier as well. So they were the two lead characters, but it didn't last past one season, if I'm not mistaken, and I can't remember the name of it. So that was the only thing I remembered him in aside from that. And that is the danger when you take on a role that is such a strong character. Right. You become that character, and it's difficult for audiences and casting directors to see you as anything other than that.
Hey, quick question. So what is that sweet spot in regards to that if an actor plays a particular role where they say, you know what, okay, I've got to shelf this particular character and move on to other things. So is there you've got to put a limit as to how long you play that character. He was there for the entire run of the show. So, and that show was on for, I want to say 7 years, but I could be wrong. He was on for the entire run of the show. So that means he was Steve Urkel for the entire, and we saw him go through puberty and everything as Steve Urkel. So he basically grew up in that character. Mm-hmm. It's very difficult to imagine him as anything else. So you as an actor, even though it's good, the money is, you have to say, you know, after this season, that's it. Exactly.
You have to say, you know, that's all. And you need to audition for other roles, take on some things that are totally the antithesis. He needed to play something that was the antithesis to a Steve Urkel, maybe a serious role, something that would show his acting chops. Because if all people see is that, they don't know you can do anything else. Exactly. That was the reasoning for Halle Berry playing a crackhead in Jungle Fever as her first major role, because she didn't want to be typecast because she is a beautiful woman. She wanted to show her acting range. So that's why she took that. And it makes sense.
So that was possibly just a bad move for a young actor then.
Well, Yeah. I mean, and he was a child actor. I think Steve
Yeah,
Urkel after
exactly.
a child, and that role wasn't even meant to be that big. He was just meant to
Yeah,
be a neighbor with like a recurring role type thing.
exactly.
So C Will Inspire says Steve is the nerd Superman for Gen A. I guess so, maybe.
Hmm.
Anyway, so David Benjamin Eccles says, leave that Steve Urkel cartoon a roll. Um, Gasoline drawers, Shanice Green. She said maybe that is a better role for Kevin Hart instead of James Bond.
That is hilarious.
Shanice,
And,
you win.
and
You
with the
win.
swoop.
Cheryl with the swoop. I mean, Shanice with the swoop. Cheryl is here, though. Cheryl says hello to all of us. Welcome. And if you're just joining us, I'm going to take this break and say welcome to the fold. I am Tachi, media professor, filmmaker, media content producer, also a journalist. This is the MediaScope show. MediaScope. All things media tech and pop culture happens every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on, I was about to say Periscope because I was so used to saying it, on YouTube, on Facebook Live, on either Twitter or LinkedIn Live, and on Gospel 107.1 FM on Thursdays at 8 in the Caribbean. And guess what? If you like what you see here, you could be notified of it. Make sure you like and subscribe to us on YouTube as well. That would be fun. And I'm Tachi, and behind the scenes running all this is MC Curtis. Hey.
Yeah. Hey, everybody.
And let's say hey to Terry Johnson, the assistant queen of food truckery, is here. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Jasmine says this. She thought him playing Stefan was the antithesis of her. It is, but because it's all in one show, all in one universe, and it took a very weird fantasy turn. Like it took a weird turn. Remember, they got separated. What?
Right.
It just didn't make any sense in the scheme of things. Right. It didn't. So the show got a little ridiculous after a while. And so in an attempt to try and hold on to things, it just got more, now Steve Urkel is Stefan. But Steve Urkel was still there. You don't see them trying to do a Stefan Christmas. No. Hey, Be Better is here. Hello, my friend. How are you? So good to see you. Great musician. And by the way, Gary says hey to you, Curtis,
hey,
and
Gary,
to
up there?
Terry. What's up?
Baltimore making some moves.
Baltimore, he's up there in Baltimore doing some stuff. Good to see you. So I hope you're having a great time. All right, let's it's 7:00, so we're only going to do a couple more stories. Could I have yeah, let's do this. The photo with George Lopez, please. I'll tell you what number it is if it ever comes up for me. That is photo 5.
Mm-hmm.
So photo 5, please. All right. So George Lopez, look how cool he looks there. So George, apparently I didn't know this was going on until I saw this story. So George Lopez is joining a growing number of comedians who are suing Pandora. Pandora still exists? Yes, it does, folks. Don't hate on them like that. Pandora still exists. So it is a music streaming app, in case you don't know what Pandora is, but they're suing Pandora for copyright payments. So there's a wave of comedians who have copyright cases with the potential to boost streaming royalties that are gained from Pandora. And it got more clout on Tuesday when George Lopez added his name to the list that are seeking compensation from Pandora, according to The Wrap. So these are the other people seeking it. Louis Black, comedian Louis Black, Andrew Dice Clay, the estates of George Carlin and Robin Williams. They're trying to change the way that they are getting paid by streaming platforms. So multiple legal experts have said if this is successful, it could play out like the Napster of comedy. So we all know what happened with Napster, right?
Yeah,
that was
absolutely.
big. That was big. So this could potentially change. This is big. There are some big names. As soon as you said the estate of Robin Williams.
Right.
George Carlin. What? So this lawsuit dates back to July 7th and was filed by several comics altogether. And they've claimed that they have been underpaid or stiffed altogether for performances that had already streamed thousands of times on Pandora. And they say that Pandora knowingly posted comedy routines without attempting to obtain licenses of any type. They were taking a risk. And so it has more than 55 million users. So that's potentially 55 million people who could have accessed the content.
Wow.
So here's the thing. Really quickly, they're seeking copyright compensation, not just for the recorded performances, but for the written material as well, the underlying written material as well. That would be unprecedented if this went through for comedians, because that's how musicians have been compensated for over a century. So it's the music, but it's also the writing underneath that music. They're seeking the comedy routine plus the writing, because you write your routines. You don't just get up there. Yeah. You have to sit there and write your material. This is why I could never be a comedian. I would just be in a cardboard box because it wouldn't bide well for me.
Right. Interesting.
Difference between having funny tendencies and being a comedian. Huge difference.
Yeah.
So,
sure.
Yeah, that's happening. I will keep you up to date with what happens with that. I think it is, DS said, I thought it was all music. Interesting. Yeah, no, there are a lot. These streaming platforms go so far beyond music now. They all have podcasts. They all have anything that is a recording. You can definitely find there. So you can find comedy recordings. But you know what happens is that many of these platforms seem to be fixated on licensing music, and they're like, "Oh, we'll just throw this in," but you can't. That's somebody's intellectual property. Go ahead.
No, is Pandora owned by someone else, or are they sold, or they partnered with someone? I thought that was the case.
I don't know who owns Pandora, if they're on their own. Why am I thinking that they were acquired a little bit ago? Somebody do me a favor. That's what I'm thinking. It's all 7 years of content is all fuzzy now, but I think I remember talking about an acquisition. Please let me know. Anyway, so Terry Johnson said her account still works. I still use Pandora. Andrew Dice Clay is still around now. Yeah, Andrew Dice Clay is still around. So anyway, let's do a few more stories. Okay, so we've definitely, could I have the intro to the tech segment, please? All right, so could I have photo 10, please? If you are easily triggered, please look away. So, this is interesting because, hold on a minute, let me get this story up. I don't know why I can't find it. Yeah, here we are. All right. So, Meta, the artist formerly known as Facebook, they caught a lot of heat. First of all, look at this. Meta has a metaverse. They've put millions into building this metaverse, and this is the best you could come up with.
Well,
look at him.
I see, but they probably should have used someone else.
But it does look like him. The same blank stare. That it does look like him. I have to say. But I mean, and we've been doing so. Oh, and I have to talk about that too, because we have an event coming up in the metaverse. So we've been in the metaverse, right? And granted, these are supposed to be a representation of not just you, because you can be anybody in the metaverse. But please tell me that you think where we were is far superior to what this looks like. Please tell me that.
No.
It is far superior, right? I'm looking at this. And it's like, so here's the thing. Meta launched Horizon World. So their space is called Horizon, right? And they launched Horizon Worlds in Spain. What they did not do is bother to translate anything into Spanish.
Jeez.
Damn, what the hell is this? So they launched earlier this week in Spain, and this is what they've been saying. A palabras necesitas oídos sordos. I don't speak Spanish very well, so forgive me for that. And according to Gizmodo, that really literally means turn deaf ears on stubborn words. So they were frustrated that there was nothing in Spanish. You're thinking everybody speaks English? You're launching in Spain, and you have Spanish is the basics of translation. Everything is translated into French, Spanish, Japanese, Chinese. Those are like the four. If you don't have any other languages, you have those. How do you launch in Spain and nothing is in Spanish?
Yeah.
So when asked about the lack of Spanish and the bad Spanish in Horizon Worlds, a Facebook spokesperson said this, that the game was launching in Spain in an English-only capacity first. Why is that an explanation? Why is that an acceptable explanation?
Wow.
Listen, we want to enable more people to experience and connect with others in Horizon Worlds as soon as possible, and that means opening to more regions first in an English-only capacity. This is Amy White, who is a spokesperson for Facebook. We look forward to building a more localized experience soon. Then you're not ready to come to my country.
Absolutely.
You are not ready for Spain if you don't, at the very least, have Spanish as the language in Horizon Worlds.
Absolutely. Well, that's interesting, because when I was working with at one of the major airlines, and so when we went to different islands, we flew different islands. It was written into their contracts that the airline had to use local vendors.
Yes. That, as they should.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Dummy, you're in Spain. This is exactly. At the very least.
It's disrespectful, to be honest.
It's very disrespectful. It is very disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
Very. You're here. You exist at our pleasure. And then you come and you're not even speaking the language of the country? Why? Then you're not ready. Why are you here? You're just making the assumption that everybody in Spain speaks Spanish. No, they don't.
I wouldn't even take it that far. I wouldn't take that far. That there's an assumption everyone speaks English.
This just in from Jawaru Gambian Radio, and thank you. This is what I was remembering, and I could not, so thank you. A satellite, Sirius XM completed the acquisition of Pandora. That's what we talked about this, and I couldn't remember who did the acquisition. Thank you, Jawaru Gambian. See, this is why MediaScope Massive, you are like the most intelligent audience I have ever seen. No disrespect to other audiences, but you all, see, look, the research and development team. Come on, MediaScope. Here we go. So we've got some extra happy hour special after hearing what the hell is this? Exactly. Please go ahead and get your favorite libation, because we've got a bunch of them here. All right. So you know what? Let's do that. That was speaking of that. We're going to end with this, and I'm going to post some of the other stories that I had in the, you can't wait, can you?
No, this is hilarious.
Could I have the intro to the pop culture segment, please? Okay, could I have the last photo, please? What does that look like to you?
Looks like a slide at an amusement center or something, amusement park.
It is it, and it is indeed a slide. And this is actually a slide in Detroit that recently opened back up after being closed from during the pandemic. And let's just say whoever engineered this, I said Picasso, um, had a warped sense of what would be aerodynamic. Could I have the video, please? Let's just go to the video and then we'll. A fail army. So this slide is in Detroit, and it is you go down on like the burlap potato sacks, and what happened was somebody miscalculated. You see how many bumps there are? So
Yes.
anytime you hit a bump, you fly up into the air. Here's the thing. Here are my problems with this. Oh, I forgot. Today on What the Hell Is This? Number one, it took them 4 hours to close. So the day they opened was the day they closed. It took them 4 hours to shut down after this kept happening. 4 hours. Why would it take you 4 hours to shut down once you're seeing? And you know, the thing is, we're looking and it's funny, but it's not funny because people can get really hurt through that.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, you're going up in the. Can you imagine? You're not expecting to go up in the air because I've ridden these slides like when I was little, but you don't expect to get airborne because you're going to land and it's not going to feel good. So, but here's where I also take issue. You were open for 4 hours and people kept riding it for 4 hours. Where does common sense kick in? That's like, you know, that could easily be me. I'm not going to ride. Why do you keep doing it after you see what has happened?
Wow. Yeah, before you shared the background about the story, this story here with the slide, and I obviously I didn't know it was from Detroit. It was set up in Detroit until you just shared it with me. But I was like, wait a minute, where are all these black folks testing this? Why do they have to be the black folks testing the slide and the faces and the sounds that they were making?
You can only be a crash dummy if you agree to be a crash dummy. Once the first cohort of idiots goes down, that's when you say, I withdraw from the course. I will take my F. That's when you withdraw from the course.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
You have to know when to withdraw. The professor speak, but know when to withdraw from the course. So this is a serious design gaffe. This actually just happened a few days ago. It was August 19th that this happened. They were going so fast down this that they were going airborne. So that's the thing, because you're going straight down, and as soon as you hit a bump, you get airborne. Yeah. So this has since gone viral. Of course, I saw this like, what happened? It's metal. See, and that's the other thing. That's what we did when we were little. And remember how you would have scorched earth back of the legs because the whole thing was made of metal and it was hot. And of course, you were wearing shorts. And so this is why all of our legs look terrible to this day. But it's metal, so it's hot. They're going down on cheap burlap that has probably not been washed since they opened the slide. And they're that the whole thing just is it's actually quite sad.
It really is, but I just couldn't get over just the sounds. I actually increased the audio on it. turn the audio up.
See, you're trying to be messy, MC. So, but here's the thing. One visitor told ABC 13 in Detroit that he ended up selling his tickets to another person after watching park goers hit the ground coming off those hills. But the thing is, somebody bought it. That's the thing. Maybe they didn't know, but somebody else, like he had his trench coat out there. Anybody need some tickets? Like he was scalping tickets for this slide. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bumps to this corrugate. This looks awful. And David Benjamin Eccles says it looks like the escalator at DuPont Circle? Yeah, it does.
Mhm.
And I used to walk up. Fun fact to get exercise. I used to walk up the escalator to DuPont Circle all the way, and it's long. It felt like it was a mile long to get out from that subway station. This is what this looks like. Absolutely. Whew. So things got straightened out pretty quickly, and the ride reopened the next day, and they assured the public that the slide is now good to use because the workers have scrubbed the surface and sprayed it with water to slow riders down because water never dries.
You just take this thing back to the factory, whatever they got it from.
But they said so far there have been no injuries like that, and they even released a how-to video to prove that the giant slide can be used safely, and it's $1 per entry. My thing is the guy who sold it. So really, you sold it? It's only $1. Wow. Okay. This whole story is just a what the hell is this?
All right.
And they said, please, it seems to be working well, so please come out and give it a try.
We need more test dummies.
We need to make sure it really works. So please pay $1 so you can. That's how you know something's wrong. It's too cheap.
Jeez.
Susan Engel says, nope. Serena Wells says, but it's still metal. Take that thing back. The designer of that and the owner of the park are the Bamas of the week. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And Terry says, this kind of slide is fun when you're snow tubing and it's actual snow. Yeah, and I don't know if you all have been to carnivals, but they usually have these things. They're usually like yellow and red, blue and red or blue and orange. And you slide. Yeah, I've been down those. It seems like they're coated with something. So even if they are metal, they're coated with something so that it is not.
True.
This is just raw industrial metal. They tore down some. This is. Let me tell you what this is. This is old shipping containers that they have fashioned into a slide.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's what it looks like.
That's hilarious.
Oh, you used to run the DuPont Circle. Yeah, it's great exercise. I'm telling you. If you live in DC, get off at DuPont Circle, walk up the stairs or walk up the escalator, which gives you a little it helps. It's good exercise. All right, folks. We've all decided, nope, this is not what we're doing. Somebody's going to there probably is one with sound effects to this. Patricia Murray said once they got in line, they felt obligated to go down. See, that's peer pressure. That is peer pressure. This is why we have problems now. Nobody said you have to go down. It was only $1. You can spare $1. Once you see that, that's when you say no. That's when you go away. Withdraw from the class. Drop the class the first week when you see that. Take the F.
That's hilarious. I mean, when Pat said that, I'm just envisioning these people looking at the people going down the slide before them, and the person who's running the ride saying next.
Exactly. And I'm sure there was a look of horror on their face, but like Pat said, they were obligated, so they just sat down. And people are sheeple. There are too many sheeple.
That's hilarious.
Terry Johnson says, you get a concussion and you get a concussion. Exactly.
That is hilarious.
Folks, this has been awesome. It is now time for us to hit it. Bop, bop, hit it, as my former dance teacher used to say. This has been wonderful, and you guys have been amazing. Some great stories today. Thank you for being here. It's because of you that we do this. MC, any last comments?
No, it's been a good show. Good show.
Yes. So, love you for watching. Video adieu. You guys, myself, and this corrugated metal slide that causes you to be airborne. Please let us all exit stage left. Until next week, stay off of big slides. Cheers.
Yeah, Close the doors, walk across the corridor. We got something to show you.